Very
Clean
good.
performance. Kerry Jones and Jive turning in a time of 30.71 seconds.
That ought to be pretty close to some kind of medal.
We'll see how it holds up. Here's Shannon Fosty. Shannon is handling a border collie named Icon.
Oh, overran that exit from the collapse tunnel just a little bit. Had to come back for that jump, but there's no penalty there.
Now, is the clapping through the weave poles, is that just to hold the dog's attention, or is that part of the cue to do the actual weaving?
Yes, to keep the weaving rhythm going. Kind of like marching to the drum.
Pretty snappy performance. No faults for Shannon Fosty and Icon. A time of 31.15 seconds.
Yeah, this is a smaller dog for this class, but very quick. Helps out on those turns.
Rachel Sanders and Fable entering the course now. Again, multi-year veterans of this event. Definitely a contender today.
A little bit of mixing it up with the dog there, but he kept going through her. Stop here and there. Those momentary hesitations could catch up with her. They really need to push and cover that ground.
Time of 31.76, 3-1.
There you can see you fly off on that seesaw. Just a little anxious to get off the end of it.
Svetlana Tumanova and Bacon now on the course.
Yeah, she earned her way into this round with two dogs. We'll see how she does here. Nice turns. Oh, looks like they may have stepped over that yellow on the dog walk.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice exit from the A-frame there. Just walked right through the yellow zone, what we would call a running contact.
Time of 32.
And an okay time, 32.28 for Svetlana and Bacon.
And here you can see that right over the zone again. The dog steps to the left of the ramp.
Sonia Maz and Jackson now on the course.
Oh, almost lost control there.
I believe Sonia took second in the Grand Prix event last year.
She's looking a little nervous. Yeah. And there you go with the missed pole there.
Now, when the handler calls out target, what does that mean, Ken?
Well, they're trying to get the dog to focus down. Training technique for the contacts is to put a little target on the ground, teach the dog to look down.
I see.
Touching the contacts is believed largely to be a pattern training. Dog gets used to the idea of looking down and working all the way through the ramp. There you can see he did a nice job of that, but then only to lose it out there in the poles for 5 faults.
Ann Brow and Spree now on the course.
You notice a little bit more of a crawling style.
Yeah,
as they
I was
work
going to say, very low to the ground.
This also helps with touching those contacts, another technique. Some of the dogs do it naturally, but some people train a little bit of a crawl to keep the dog low and to be sure and cover those contacts. Very effective.
Yeah, this dog looked very crisp through the weave poles.
Nice round.
Time of 30.60.
Here you can see good long pushes across without getting too much height on those jumps. A lot of speed.
Here's Chris Sider and Lachlan. This is the Grand Prix of dog agility here at the Cena Sport World Games. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, she was looking too far ahead and didn't give a clean signal to the dog. Get the run-out penalty, 5 faults. They have good speed and continuity all the way around.
Yeah, pretty clean run other than the one fault.
Just lost sight of the control there on that turn.
Now, I say one fault. It's really 5 faults. Can you explain that, Ken?
I would call it one fault worth 5 points.
There you go. Marcus Tops, the champion in both this event and the $10,000 steeplechase event last year.
Yeah, Marcus is always top contender. Has really had a good long run at it since 2004 when he came home from Spain with multiple gold medals.
Had a little trouble in the steeplechase event yesterday, however.
Well, on any given day, it's anybody's game, but Marcus certainly has a lot going for him.
Almost a little stumble there, it looked like, exiting the A-frame.
He's excellent round. That should be a winning round.
29.87.
There you go, 29.87 on the clock.
Great time for Marcus Tops and Juice.
He got that paw down in the yellow zone. He drives his dog right down, knows where he thinks he needs the help, and he provides it.
This is Bridget McKnight with Kestrel. This is the second time we've seen Bridget in this event. Also competing in the 22-inch class.
Yeah, she went a little wide there, slowed the dog down a little bit to get him to make that turn into the tunnel. Marcus's time under 30 is going to be hard for anybody to beat.
Mm-hmm.
We saw sometimes under 30 in the 22-inch class, but we just haven't seen them here in this round. Nice steady finish there. Look back at that A-frame again. Once again, that cut over to the jump, the dog leaves over the yellow, picking up the 5 faults on the downside of the A-frame.
Here's Whip, handled by Susan Tavino. This pair hails from New Jersey.
You can see they have good focus.
Well, she better catch up.
Yeah, she got a little behind there. The dog stopped on that contact longer than I'm sure she wanted him to. There's that missed contact on the A-frame again. I tell you, that turn is unsuspecting problem it is. Coming off of that A-frame is giving a lot of handlers a fit today. It doesn't matter what size of the dog. It's just really making it difficult to go clean.
And here you see that hesitation.
Yeah, and
comes
that
from just
spin
falling
takes that
behind.
extra time as well. Oh, and here's first time we've seen a pull down on the first hurdle today.
Robert Yee and Cap.
Oh, and then we've got the run out past the jump straight into the tunnel for the off course to be elimination.
And he'll opt to just finish that through
Yeah.
rather than go back.
He realized he missed that out and just continuing on through. Nothing he can do about it now.
Well, that's an unfortunate outcome for Robert Yee and Cap.
Yeah, this first pole coming down is something we haven't seen all day. And there's example again. It's a dog launching early, which we have seen many times later in the course.
Silvina Bruera and Maja on the course now.
He just stopped there on the ramp. She didn't get him off of there fast enough. But look at this burst of speed working against her a little bit as she had to pull back out of that tunnel to get over to the jump.
Yeah, they're going to have to really pull it together to beat Marcus's time.
Yeah, they're just losing the split second here and there. That's going to keep them from going under the 30-second mark.
Time of 31.7.
Really bounding, though, over that last group of hurdles.
Well, you see
Just
the
not
high
enough.
lift there. That time in the air actually can take more time than a straighter line across it.
Ginsey St. Croix and Star now entering the course.
And by contrast, you can see this dog is really just hooking right over the jumps, not losing any time in the air.
Star rounds out the 26-inch class here at the Grand Prix of Dog Agility.
So it's going to be up to them to beat that 30-second mark and try to overtake Marcus.
They're making a pretty good show of it so
They
far.
sure are. Look at that. She's very confident about that A-frame. Had her back to the dog.
A little bit of
Dog-
time lost there, though, on the turn, I think.
Dog comes on down. She did lose that connection.
A good time, 29.95. No faults, but not quite enough to take first place. Boy, when you're in a class with this guy, you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, you really do. And he's a very good sportsman. You see him congratulating his fellow competitors.
Let's take a look at the results in the 26-inch class of the Grand Prix of Dog Agility. Marcus tops, just like last year, taking first place with Juice, followed by Ginzy St. Croix and Star, and in third place, Ann Brow and Spree. And that wraps it up for the Grand Prix of Dog Agility here at the Cena Sport World Games. Thanks so much for watching this coverage of the Cena Sport World Games. Be sure to visit USDAA.com for other coverage from the Cena Sport World Games, including coverage of past year's events. That web address again is www.usdaa.com.